Guyana's riverine, intermediate, and hinterland communities are set to benefit from an accelerated agriculture development program, as government is looking to have the nation's indigenous farmers expand their agricultural endeavors. This plan for the area was revealed in detail this past week by Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa during his session with Tushaus at the National Tushau Conference held at the National Convention Center at Liliandale, East Coast, Demerara. According to Minister Mustafa, government has already expended more than $2.2 billion in indigenous communities across the country, an expenditure that underscores government's commitment to agriculture development in those communities.
And over the last 3 years, we have heard His Excellency the President said that over the last 3 years, we have expended we have expended over $2.2 billion in the villages, in the hinterland community. And we are working on a program to continue that progress that we have made over the last 3 years. And by the end of this year, we are hoping that we will expend and complete a program of $1.3 billion additional to that $2.2 billion. And quickly, I want to just go through some of the work that we have done. Every single region and community would have received input from the Ministry of Agriculture. Most of the community, and remember the word I am saying, most. For me, almost all the villages. Acoustians, bait, chemical, and those things. Livestock, 52,000 black giant were distributed across the hinterland community. And we will continue that program until all the hinterland community are given this black giant program. The rice, 40 acres of rice now is being cultivated in Region 9. I am hoping that other regions can follow through with this. We have our technical people will work with you to help you to ensure that we continue that program in the other regions, 1, 7, and 8. Livestock, we have, as I said, we have provided black giant to a large number of households. Farmers would have benefited from artificial insemination. President visited a number of communities, hinterland communities. He had made commitment, and also we have delivered on those commitments in terms of breeding animal, and a number of animals were distributed to communities across the hinterland. We have started medium-scale poultry and cattle project in a number of indigenous community. We have also working with additional project with NGOs. 78 person is presently being trained now to get involved in honey production in Region 9. And we will commence that in other regions through the HISAT program. Aquaculture. Last year, the President promised that we will start cage culture. And when he said that, many persons would have laughed at him. We started the pilot project in Kapoi and Lake Mainstay. I was very happy to see the Tushau when Kapoi said that they want to now expand because they are wearing a lot of tambiki, and that is a project that will help hinterland community. This year, before the end of this year, we'll install a number of cages in various hinterland communities, so you yourself will get involved in the aquaculture in terms of cage culture. And we have tilapia, we have tambiki, and other species of fish. Drainage and irrigation, a number of projects we have started in Region 9 in terms of doing these ponds, and we'll continue. We have 2 machines in Region 9, we have 1 in Region 1. And I know for a fact that a number of farmers in this community, when I go, would have related that they want impoldering. A number of Tushau who I spoke here with too. So we have to develop a program to see how we can impolder as many acres as possible so that we can help you to get these areas developed. A number of implement, as I said, and the President also said in his presentation, a number of equipment and implement were distributed. We give large tractors with roam plows to Region 9 and Region 1. We are now hoping by the end of this Tushau conference that we have a number of small implements that we will give to various communities across when you go back. Either you collect it here, or we send it, or when I come, we distribute it. Because you can't fetch a tiller in a plane and take it back. So we have all those things for you. As the president rightly said when he opened this conference, that we will continue to support you and to ensure we don't want your economy to be on a subsistence basis, this village economy anymore. We want this village economy to be resilient. We want you all to be strong. That is why in hinterland community now, we are building agro-processing facility. I am happy to report that in Whitewater, I will commission one very shortly. I commissioned one the other day in Deep South. St. Ignatius has one. We will do another one in Region 9. Mabaruma will have one. So in different parts of the country. So we want you to not only produce primary product, but we want you to add value to your product. We are looking now, GMC and GMC representative is here. They will find market for your produce. They will link you to buyers. Now, areas we have to decide what we want. We can't go and do everything under the sun and we get nothing done properly. We have to concentrate. For example, if we're doing peanuts, we have to do peanut on a large scale because there are markets for peanut. We have the Ministry of Education now in the dietary supply to school. They can purchase a large quantity of these things from the village. We have a number of buyers who want to go and get these things out from the interior, so we can link you to those things. So we have to have a plan, and our extension officers will work with you to ensure that you develop a village plan, an agriculture plan, a food plan, so that you can be resilient. In the HITSAT project, there are a number of more than 98% of the villages in Region 1 and 9 of one or more projects being implemented under the HITSAT project. This represented over 300 projects in the HITSAT project under the Ministry of Agriculture. And when you look at the expenditure, I can give you the expenditure by region that the president would have given you all $2.2 billion. And I remember I'm saying again, for the rest of the year, before the year complete, we will have an additional $1.3 billion for this year to be expended in your community. That will enhance your capacity.
The Agriculture Minister also told the Tushas about a new initiative in which the cultivation of coconuts will be encouraged and supported in indigenous communities across the country.
Now we want to bring some new things also. Coconut. We have developed, or we are moving to develop our coconut industry. We have brought in some new variety, like the green dwarf from Brazil. Now we can work and we can help you to develop. This is a very lucrative crop. It's a resilient crop and very lucrative. You don't got to go every crop go plant a coconut tree, but you can continue reaping it. But there are large market for coconut now. And you know, around this country alone, the water that is being used, you can satisfy the domestic market. So we will work with you. We already built close to about 8 nurseries, coconut nurseries. And I want to assure you that we can build nurseries in every region. I was talking to the extension staff this morning, and they told me that most of these communities, the most dominant crop is cassava. So instead of waiting for cassava stick, and sometimes we don't have it locally, we have to import it, like last time we gave cassava stick to Region 9, and we had to purchase it from Brazil, and some of the stick, when it reached by the village, some dry. We have to now concentrate and build nursery in the region. So I was asking them to start plan. For example, Region 9 has 5 sub-districts. If we could plan 1 nursery for each sub-district, and we can move along. Region 3, 3 sub-districts. Maruka, Matakai, Mabaruma. Same thing in Region 7, Upper and Lower Maz. So we can have the nursery right in our region. We can cultivate that, we can take care of it, and when we have the cassava season begin, we can start have our own cassava stick. You all agree with me? So let us work. I want you all to let's work so that we can deal with that. Last year too, last time we purchased $20 million in spices, ginger material, planting material for the farmers in Region 1. And it was distributed to the farmers in Region 1. We still will continue to give these planting material to farmers. So this morning, when in your contribution, I want us to look at the more needed planting material. For example, cassava is 1, citrus is 2. If you can just shortlist a few and concentrate on those things, I assure you that we can find the funds to purchase those things so that every single community can get their needs in their villages shortly before the crop begins. Let us move to that.
The Tushaus Conference, in the special session with the Ministry of Agriculture, allowed for the heads of the various communities to engage with Minister Mustafa and heads of the various agencies of his ministry on what is needed in the various communities in terms of agriculture development. Most of the requests focused on the need for technical and other help in the growing of crops and livestock, as well as the granting of firearms to help communities deal with the encroachment of wild animals on their farms. There was much praise from the Tushaus attending the conference in regards to the work executed in the various indigenous communities, along with the technical support they have received through programs such as the Hinterland Extension and Sustainable Agricultural Development Program, HESAD.
Good morning to all. I am Vivian Edwards, representing the village of Warmori. First of all, I just want to commend the Agriculture Ministry for their hard work through HESAD. It's evident that you have contributed significantly to all the satellites of my village. We have 5 satellite areas in my village, and all of them have benefited from the HESAD projects. I just want to highlight some of the things that we have benefited from. 3 areas have benefited from poultry farm and revetment and backfilling of an area, and the excess money was used for construction of a sanitary facility. And also in one of the satellites we have also a new building there in the form of a community center. Also we have a bakery. So we are grateful for all that you have contributed, and we know that it's millions of dollars that you have expended in our village, and we really appreciate it.
I am Odelia Francis, Senior Counsel from Kumu, Region number 9. On behalf of my residents of Kumu, I would like to report to you, we are, with the encouragement of the agriculture, we are doing rice farming right now. And in next 2 weeks, we will be harvesting rice. And what I'm requesting right now is we need a combine. 2 years now, we had reaped manually. We reap with our hands, all the residents. And I would like to ask for a small combine because we don't want to go anymore reaping with our hands. And this will not be for Kumu alone, but for Central. Thank you.
If you read in my mind, this morning only we decided to buy a rice harvester for Region 9. So you will always have a rice harvester.
At the end of the session, the Agriculture Minister committed his ministry to fulfilling the requests that were made for help in its various forms across the country.
Next year, all the requests that were made, as I said, that we'll put it together as a plan. We'll work with the villages, work with the region, but what I have said in my presentation, that things like you need cassava stick that is dominant in the interior location, citrus, we'll try to get those planting material for you all as early as possible. If we can now come up with a strategy and see what are the other needs, we will work along with you to get those planting materials as early as possible. But I want also to do a long-term planning for you all in various communities or various regions where we can now build nurseries so that you can be self-sufficient rather than you depend on us from Georgetown to take in the plant or get the planting material from neighboring villages, neighboring countries. So let us work on that. All the officers will be here for the next 2 days, and they will work along with each village or work along with regions. But we have the hinterland coordinator here who will lead this process. So the programs that have been going on will continue. We can also have some changes if you want. We can change some of the program that you want to change, and that you feel that is more important for you now, so that the funds that we have in those programs, like the HISAT program, we can do some tweeting and get you the program that you need right now. But rest assured, agriculture is one of the most important activity for us. We'll continue to make allocation, because at the end of this year, $3.1 billion would have expended in agriculture in the hinterland community. And that's a large sum. So let us continue. We will continue. The Black Giant program will continue. The coffee program that you started talk about in the Pomeroon will ensure that we work with the farmers there, and the livestock program. I want to roll out another program shortly, and that is the swine program in the hinterland community. We'll have to talk with the Tushao Council and see how we can roll out this program. But right now, as it stands, we can immediately roll out this program within a week, and the GLDA can help you all to get some of those pigs in the community. So let us work together to develop, but not only on a subsistence basis, as I said. You must be resilient, and that is why we are building these facilities in the community, so that you can have now better value, more for your crops, rather than doing primary forms of production all the time.